Yeah, man, it's the one only DJ Chase, man, the host of the pregame party in this podcast right here on WDJCDB DJ Chase Radio. You know this, man. We got the talented, we got the lovely, the singer-songwriter, introverted artist, bundle of joy, makes Rocky, owner of the healing shop, Rocky Rider Healing Shop. Rocky's natural hair products, man. She just does it all, man. Rocky Rider in the building. How you doing, mama?
I'm doing great. DJ Chase, how are you today?
I'm okay, man. This is just working, man. Just finalizing some life stuff, but you know how that go. Working, staying busy. I was at the radio station yesterday, so you know how it goes. So, yeah. copy. It's a nice day outside. How you enjoying the day?
It's really hot out here. I had ballet class earlier, and it was, but it was, it was a good day.
Copy, man. Well, like I said, you have you're a very, really talented artist to me. You're very unique. You're very, eclectic. You have your own style. I want to get into your bit of your background a little bit. You were born in East Orange, New Jersey, but you reside in Brooklyn, represent Brooklyn to the fullest, right?
Yes, I was. When did I come to Brooklyn? When I was like 6 or 7. So for my whole life, I lived in Brooklyn. In my mind, I'm a Brooklynite. I'm convinced. Brooklyn.
Copy. How did growing up in Brooklyn mold you? Because Brooklyn people are kind of arrogant. So yeah.
Coming from a person from the Bronx.
I'm actually from Harlem, so it's even worse. I'm even worse than that. So
people from the Bronx are way more arrogant than people from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But I would say it molded me. Maybe I don't have as much Southern hospitality as some people I meet from the South. We're a little rough up here, but I like to stay nice as much as I can.
Yeah.
It definitely shaped my taste in music. The fact that Brooklyn is so diverse, and I love a lot of different genres of music. Of course, Brooklyn is, the Bronx is the hip hop home, but
yeah.
My mind is Brooklyn.
Gotcha.
That's a biggie.
Yeah. And how did you start making music? Like, what made you say, I could have been anything I wanted to be? Well, what made you want to start making music?
When you say making music, you mean like music, or like writing?
Either or, whatever, anything that made you be to where you are today. Because, some things, a traumatic experience might have molded somebody to be an artist, or, just a general form of expression, or money. Even money motivates people to make music. So what inspired you to be an artist?
Yeah, I wish I had like a really cool story, but I always wrote like my whole life. I remember even as a kid, like writing songs. It was just something that was natural to me. And then I remember I met with a producer when I was like in my mid-teen years, and I asked him to a song, and I couldn't stand his music, that he put to it. But I just saw that as like the universe pushing me to learn how to produce my own music. So I went to this guy who I knew who played the keyboard, and I asked him to teach me. I said guy, he was like my elder. I asked him how to play the keyboard, and he started teaching me.
Yeah.
And that's how I started producing and stuff.
Gotcha. So you producing all of me. I mean, I'm getting into that later, but you produce all your music that you put out?
Yes, I do. Not opposed to working with other producers.
Copy. What in a sense, like, do you feel like music is a form of therapy for you? Like, do you feel like it's like, okay, you know what, I put a pen to the paper? Or do you feel like, well, more or less, no, I should rephrase that. I say, do you feel like more writing is more therapeutic for you, or like performing is more therapeutic for you?
Writing or what?
Or performing?
Actually, performing is way more therapeutic to me. Like I was telling you privately before, I am like an introvert, so it is a challenge for me sometimes. Like when I used to write with knowing that I wasn't going to put out music, I feel like it came more naturally to me. But I'm trying to get back to that place, because like now I always have in the back of my mind, like people are going to hear this, so I don't feel like, I feel like I tap into that more authentic place. But for whatever reason, when I perform, not all the time, but like most of the times when I perform, like I feel like I could better like get into a better zone, you know, quicker. Like I just that comes more natural for me. So I love, like, performing is major therapy for me.
Got you. And so basically, you like performing better than being in the studio, correct?
Yeah, like I feel like even when you try to like record songs, like in the studio, like it's not the same energy as when you're like really just going at it on the stage or whatever the case might be.
Yeah, for sure. And how would you describe the Rocky Rider sound? Because I know you mentioned that you had a producer that you didn't like, and you developing a sound, producing your own music, which is dope too.
Yeah,
like, how would you describe your sound?
So like I mentioned a little while ago, I am kind of like trying to like reinvent some stuff because I want to tap into like a more authentic place. Yeah. So the new stuff that you guys are gonna hear, as well as some of the old stuff, I feel like it's just like an eclectic merge of all of my favorite genres. And again, like being an American, I have Trinidadian parents, and I have a lot of friends from different cultures and stuff that I grew up around. So I grew up in church, so I love gospel music, like the musicality of it. I love applying like gospel harmonies and gospel chords to like my music production and stuff like that. Caribbean elements, adding that to the music, like anything that I like, I'm gonna like merge it into my sound. But I really like to, and hip hop, of course. That's like the foundation. But hip hop does that. Hip hop takes from different genres. But I love like hip hop drums. That's like my favorite.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I would just say it's like a singer-songwriter type genre merge.
Gotcha. Okay, and you put out a lot of singles. I don't really see like a full, but I think you're doing that on purpose. Like you don't have like you're just dropping them single. Are you doing that on purpose, right?
I just wanted that when I meet people, they had options of music to listen to, because for a while I felt like I was, being a little stingy with the music. Like,
as most artists hide in music, like somebody's supposed to just miraculously hear it off your computer.
So I was, for this whole year and like some of last year, I was putting out music just for the sake of making sure people have stuff to listen to when they came to my Spotify and my YouTube and all of the things. But now it's like, that was for everybody else. Now it's like, this new stuff is going to be 100% me, like 100% what I'm feeling and stuff like that. And I'm going to put out projects instead of just singles.
Got you. And I said it before, that you produce your own music, you write your own music. What would you say, like, what we're gonna nerd out for a little bit? As you see, I'm in my studio. So what equipment do you use to produce your music and record on as well?
What equipment? Well, I use the DSP I use is Logic, which is I've been the guy who taught me how to play the keyboard. And I've never used anything other than Logic except for when I was in college. I went to 5 Towns, by the way, and they taught us Pro Tools. I use, you want to know what microphone I use? Or?
No, just like a little DAW. That's cool. It's cool. Because it's like I have a lot of people who listen to my podcast, especially like producers, because I'm like the top guy when it comes to that. So especially in the indie scene, so a lot of the guys, they be like, "Oh, what you be using?" Which we just fan out. And what you say, you are willing to collaborate with other people as well too. You have a lot of solo music. Who was you say is like your dream? If you had one person to work with, as you say, I would love to just, no matter the budget, no matter how much it costs, if you had just the free range to work with one person, who would it be?
A producer
or artist?
If producer wise, what's crazy? What just popped into my head was Eminem.
Wow.
He's a producer.
Yeah.
Like, I really like, again, I like, there's certain things about the way he produces that I really like. I don't know why I said Eminem, but really, that would be a dream. Like,
Eminem was a fire producer, though. Eminem has some hits, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dope.
And then he's an artist as well, so, like, I'm sure he would be like a really awesome person to work with. Like just to see what their work process is like.
Mm-hmm. Got you. And I want to get into some of your music. As you know, my favorite single, the single that I've been pushing is Read My Mind. Who produced that one? You produced that?
Yes.
Read My Mind. Yeah. He wrote it. What was the inspiration behind you writing that record?
The writing? Okay, let me just start off by saying when I wrote that song, for some reason I hated it like so bad. And when you told me that you liked it, I listened back to it and I was like, this song isn't that bad. Which, yeah. But what was the inspiration behind it? That's like one of my least favorite questions because I hate explaining art. But I wrote about the fact that I'm an introvert.
Okay.
I tend to have a lot of people who tell me, Rocky, I can't read your mind. Like, what are you thinking? What are you?
Thank you.
Why are you saying thank you?
Because when I'm sitting there trying to like get these questions out of you and really, because I want people to know who you are. You have a lot to offer. So, you know, you have spiritual healing, you have hair products, you have, you know, you're a naturalist. So it's people want to know these things, you know what I'm saying? Right. Especially you, if you promote music, you gotta be able to, you know, speak on it. You have to articulate it, excuse me.
Yeah. Okay. So since we're going there, let's go there. I remember the other day, Kanye West, he wrote a poem or something, and he posted on Instagram, and he was like, and he like wrote this caption, like explaining what it meant, and then he was like, the very fact that I have to explain this is like degrading to the art. And I've never related more to an Instagram post.
Listen, it is not degrading. Trust me, it's not degrading. For the thing is, you got to remember, Kanye West put in 20 years of, about 20, 25 years of explaining himself. So he wouldn't be where he's at. People, you know what I'm saying? Trust me, you have to explain it because sometimes people don't understand it. Yeah.
I get it. And just like to live and to like, you know, engage with people, like there needs to be communication. It's like the essence humanity. So
there you go. Listen, we went from writing on pyramids, walls on pyramids to having interviews on a computer. So you know what I'm saying? So there you go.
Are like So it was just about people. It was let's just say it's about people, or maybe a person in particular, or people, but however you want to take it.
Yeah.
Who end up interpreting my silence as like maybe I don't like them, or you know, like the most negative thoughts. And it was just an explanation, like don't think negative. Like
I got you. I totally understand it. So you know that's actually, but you know what's crazy? You explaining it like that made me like the record even more. Because now I know the meaning behind it. So now I know when I'm DJing, oh, this record has a meaning. It's not just a throwaway. It's not you meant something behind it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you explain to me the relationship that you have to the music, I know, okay, it's not just something she just doing it. She actually is really direct. Is a really meaning behind it. You know what I'm saying? Even a spiritual meaning behind it. Might be a spiritual meaning behind it. You know what I'm saying? I would never know that if you didn't say it, you know? So that's the thing too. And and also you can really tell your growth as far as from your first record, Ang Ziwa, and then you know, to where you are now. So what would you say is your favorite record that you've created so far?
My favorite?
Yeah, your favorite song of yours that you've created so far.
My favorite song that I wrote so far, for some reason, and I don't know why, is the song Spiritual Calling. I feel like it's the most true to who I really am. Like on a day-to-day basis. Every song that I wrote obviously is me. Maybe in a particular mood or on a particular day or at a particular moment. But Spiritual Calling is like really like what I feel a lot of the times, what my purpose is, or what, you know, what my motivation is for doing music, stuff like that. So I feel like that's the most me. And it was the song that I was just most passionate about lyrically. So yeah, that song.
Yeah, that's dope, man. And now we have the Rocky Rider Healing Shop, which is dope to me. You know what I'm saying? You like sell crystals and herbs and things like that. Huh?
Sound healing.
Sound healing. Yeah, sound healing. Yeah, sorry.
Healing, but like It's the reason I'm stressing sound is because I add those sound healing elements to my music production. So sound healing, for anyone who doesn't know, is basically just like taking ancient sound instruments that kind of like generate sounds that are that resonate with the body, and it helps with relaxation, it helps with meditation, it helps with emotional well-being and things of that nature. So the names of some of the instruments that I sell is like Tibetan singing bowls, which is like a brass bowl that, like, you know, and then they have crystal singing bowls. So those are the two categories of sound healing instruments, and there are others as well. And yeah, that's again, like you said, the shop has crystals and just anything that you would use for meditation and just like getting to that Zen state of mind type place. Because I'm really big into like just self-love and all that goodness. That's really
Listen, let me explain something to you. With the state of the world today, you need all of that. Trust me. I go to my therapist. My therapist be like, "Ding!" He hit the bowl and he got us doing he plays the yoga meditation music. So
right.
That's what I do. So you know.
But let me tell you, there's something funny about that, and I don't mean to be like anti-therapist, because I really believe that it works and it has its place, and that in our culture, like it's really needed. But for some reason, I was taking therapy last year, and for some reason, it just was not working for me. Like, I hated every second of it. I felt like the questions were pointless. I felt like, I don't know, I hated it. So, like, I really needed, you know, something that worked for me. And
yeah. I mean, once again, with me, I go to it, but I just feel like this, right? With therapy, you have to kind of receive it in a way where it's like you don't think you know more than a therapist. That's what I think a lot of people do. So a lot of people, even to me, like me being a music person, I'm like, I see all my walls. These are my walls. These is in my house. I walk in my house and see this every day. No one can take these away from me. I have certifications, but people will still tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm like, all right, well, you figure it out. So that's the thing with therapy. Therapy is the same thing. It's like you can't really think this. You have to just trust the process of it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, that's it. You have to trust the process. For me, like the way my brain works, I was sitting there, I was feeling like you know how we're sitting here talking now, like you would feel like there's a point to the conversation. It's an interview, whatever. Yeah. Like in the back of my mind, I'm like, there's really no point to this. Like there's no resolution. There's no line. Like I just couldn't connect to the fact that it's like there's no point. And my brain couldn't get past that.
No, I feel you. I mean, I had some bad ones. Don't get me wrong, but I've actually found it took me a couple years to find a good one. So I actually found
a therapist though. Yeah. God bless the therapist. I hope she never sees this. God bless.
Yeah. All right, and before we get out of here too, I got a few more questions. Oh, who's your favorite artist out right now besides yourself? Like, who would you say is like your favorite artist?
My favorite artist
besides yourself?
I'm actually not my favorite artist. That's crazy.
Okay. Who's your favorite artist?
My favorite artist right now, like who's putting out music right now?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say.
Why?
Who's my favorite artist? Goddamn. I'm gonna have to go with. Unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to go with Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne, okay. What's wrong with that? Lil Wayne is fire. Like, why would you say what's wrong with that?
Because, like, I feel like, I mean, his best product, I shouldn't say best, but like, he's not doing as much right now as.
Are you kidding me? Let me tell you something. I saw him at Essence Fest. He looked just fine to me. So he's doing all right.
Give him his flowers and not try to dry them out like Lil.
Nah, he's good money. In fact, like he was actually better than Nicki Minaj if you ask me. So
yeah,
you know, so he was doing just fine. So he was doing it. He did a great job.
And like I'm obsessed with words together.
And it's crazy because I actually seen him perform twice. Actually, I just seen him twice. I seen him at Summer Jam a few years ago, and then I saw him this year. So I seen him twice.
Really?
Yeah, so he and every time he comes. And matter of fact, he comes out by himself. He don't really have no hype man. He does a whole show by himself. So
I've never seen him live. I would love to see him live.
Yeah, he's a really, and I've seen a lot of perform. He's really good. So definitely you don't want to miss that. And what is your ultimate goal with your career? If you say, okay, you know what, I'm putting out music, I'm working with DJ Chase, I'm doing interviews, I'm doing promo, I'm networking, doing different things like that. What is one of your ultimate goals as far as your music career long term? What is one like, you give me one, yeah.
15, 20 years from now, I see myself living in the country, far away place, and nobody knows where I am. And I'm like writing music in my home studio. I'm like an underground, not underground.
Just put it on your land, just putting it out on the internet so nobody can see you with no picture.
A regular life or whatever, but like I would be writing for artists because that's actually one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna be writing for artists, and I'm going to be encouraging them to tap into sound healing and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna tap in with some sound healing, so you'll start with me.
That's dope. I'm gonna send you a sound instrument one of these days.
I'm with it. And what is one of the things that you feel is most difficult, has been the most difficult in your career for so far? Like, you know, you're a female artist, you're an African American artist. What is one of the one thing that you feel has been the most difficult thing you've faced thus far?
The fact that every time you meet someone, you have to like question whether or not they think it's like a relationship and not business.
All right, got you.
You're a doll. You're an angel.
I try. I just keep it like this. I wouldn't be where I'm at today if I was, you know, doing other stuff. So, you know, I try to just bless people the same way I've been blessed. I've tried to bless everybody else. So that's how I look at it. Yeah, I'm a big Dave Ramsey guy. So, you know, he always taught that, you know, I'm a big finance guy too. So if you only get blessings if you give them. So, you know, the more you give, the more you receive. That's just how the universe works. So, and it's been working thus far. So
I hear that.
And you know, before we get out of here, you know, I always ask this question: do you want to stay independent or you want to get signed to a major label?
I want to stay independent.
Okay, why do you want to stay independent?
Because I didn't even finish, but my goal in the future is to like put out music whenever I want, because not because it's like I have to do this project by this date. Like if I have to do that for other artists, like I'm writing for someone and producing, I'll do it. But when it comes to my music, I just want to do it because I feel like it. So.
You are the first artist to ever explain that. And truly, as me as the independent champion for the last 15 years, you're the first artist to ever probably understand why the beauty of being independent is like that. You're the first one I've ever met that say that.
Really?
Yeah, the very first one. Because a lot of people say they want to be independent. They be like, oh, for this reason. I'm like, that's not why you be independent. Like, you know, I say, you know how much money this costs to be independent? You know how much time this takes to be independent? So yeah. I appreciate that answer. And before we get out here, the very, very last question, man. What advice do you have for anybody trying to get into the music business? What advice do you have for them?
Don't.
Damn. Okay.
Like, I'm not a champion for the music industry. I'm not a champion for any industry. I understand why it's needed and why it's necessary, so I'm not like trying to down anything. But like, if you're an artist for real, like if you just want to be famous and make money, then the music industry is great. But if you're like an artist for real and you
not for you, yeah, it's not for you. Yeah,
love like your art, I would say like just separate business from art. Like even you have to engage in the business, but just like really love and don't let business like corrupt your love for the art. Just really separate and compartmentalize, because otherwise you start hating the thing that you love so much. So yeah.
There you go, to Rocky Writer. And on that note, we are out of here, man. Rocky Writer, mama, we're gonna do this again. Where can people find you? When is that new EP dropping? Any shows coming up? What you got? Let's get it.
Yes, I'm actually doing a show. I didn't tell you. I'm doing a show, even though you probably saw it online, maybe. I'm doing a show at the Knitting Factory.
Wait for my tickets.
Yes, I am going to send you your ticket. However, that's on the 24th, I believe, on a Sunday at 8 p.m. You can find my music at Rocky Writer, WRITER, on YouTube, Spotify, everything, all of the Apple Music, everything. And follow me on Instagram, Rocky Writer.
There you go. You have it, man. The Rocky Writer, man. You know this, man. It's DJ Chase, the pregame party mix podcast, the home, or the audio home of the creative, man. DJ Chase Radio, WDJCDB. DJ Chase Radio is official. You can follow me on that DJChase.net, DJChaseRadio.com. Get that merch. Get that DJ Chase Radio merch. Spotify podcast, Apple Podcast, and YouTube DJ Chase TV. It's the one only DJ Chase, the pregame party mix podcast. Yeah. DJ Chase TV.
It's official. Come on. Locked in with DJ Chase on the Pregame Party Mix Podcast.